Hi, my name's Michael Shannon.
My name is Ari Agha.
My name is Carlos.
My name is
Michael Shannon.
and this is my voice.
This is my voice.
And this is what my voice sounds like. This is so weird to do, uh, to have my voice recorded because I know it's going to be final. And so I'm thinking to myself, what do I want my voice to sound like on the recording?
I've been paying attention to my voice a lot over the last several years. My voice has changed a lot in the last several years, some by my own doing, some by the impact of hormones and chemicals and all that good stuff.
When I got here to the US and I found myself in a situation where I had to speak a language that's not my native language, like on a daily basis, I began like finding little hints of that teenage voice.
Um, I think something that I haven't talked about a lot, but that was really really important to me and is actually my laugh. And my laugh is really recognizable. Um, Someone will walk into the building and be like, "Oh, Ari is here," because they hear me laughing. And when I was thinking about how my voice might change, I did worry quite a bit about like, am I still going to sound like me? And are people still going to recognize me? And is that like Ari-ness still going to be there?
I think that if I think about my own voice, I think about growing up. And when I was a little boy, I think my voice was probably very enthusiastic sounding. I never really thought about the way my voice sounded, but I think it probably had a lot of range, a lot of joy. I think I was a very excited kid.
Um, so yeah, voices are wild. Like they're just wild. They're so personal and so intrinsic and so much a part of who we are. And we think of them as this sort of unalterable, piece of our identity. Yet we all use our voices differently all the time. I mean, right now I know I'm speaking differently than I would if I were just hanging out with Carlos and Michael, outside by the fountain talking.
Then when I hit the puberty, I was a very shy guy. I was not very confident, and that showed up in my voice. It was very doubtful, I guess, like it barely wanted to go out. Um, I did some changes um, on my personality, on the way I approached the world, and I believe that affected my voice too. And I started feeling more confident with it, and at the same time with my being in the world, I guess.
And when I hit puberty, I think that's when I became more aware of how other people perceived my voice, and that I started hearing sort of whisperings of, um, you're gay, you're are you a girl? Um, and so I started to become very self-conscious about the way that I sounded. And I think that was the beginning of me modifying my own voice to fit in with other people. There's certainly many moments where I felt that, um, if I didn't modify my voice, that I'd be in danger. Um, and so I I wore my voice a little bit like a mask.
Um, I think it's been a little bit surprising to me how my voice change has mattered in hugely and more than I expected in some contexts, and then not mattered at all in other contexts.
It's very strange to me how also language affects um, the production of my voice. I feel like whenever I speak in English, I'm a different version of myself.
So, half the time when I'm on the phone, people continue to assume I'm a woman, even though my voice is quite a bit lower now than it was before. Um, and that sort of surprises me, but uh, I realize that that's at least partially because my legal first name is still Suzanne. So the people with whom I speak on the phone have that information before them. So regardless of what I sound like, they kind of think they know things about me based on my name.
Like that teenage Carlos that was shy again. Um, I found that I have longer periods of silence whenever I'm around people because sometimes I find it hard to get the correct words, and that translates in me mumbling or just barely speaking.
Um, I find that, especially since doing this project and thinking about the way that I change my voice for different reasons, that it's something that I still grapple with. The roots are really deep. Um, and so I find that it's been in a way quite painful growing up and realizing that I don't have a sense all the time of, um, maybe a better way to put it is that I have to consciously think about, um, sounding like myself because I haven't always known what that is. Um, I think there's another aspect too beyond the self protection of wanting to please other people. And so I know that there's one voice that I use that's a bit like a customer service voice. I'm afraid that if I'm not, bright and cheery, that people won't want to be around me. Um, I worry that if my voice doesn't have enough range, that people will think that I'm boring. Um, and so, yeah, the voice is a kind of an interesting thing, and I think will be, um, a continuing journey for me.
But I'm super excited with the opportunity to give folks a way to modify their own voices and just have that experience of hearing their own voices reflected back to them in a way that they're not used to hearing.